We are live. I would like to tell you all that it is true. I do wish to delete all men from existence. It is just a goal of mine. I know that I am a man, but this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make for humankind.
Preach.
Whoa. Hello, June. Hello, Andy. Hello, Hero. Hello, Firefly. Fly.
Hey, Bob.
How is everyone this fine Saturday afternoon, morning, or night?
Hello.
I don't know what time zone you're in. I got water.
It's the only thing stopping him from knowing is the water.
So, what have you been up to, Ursula?
I have been... What have I been up to? What did I do this week? I've been...
Eat the water. Good idea. Thank you, Victoria. Hello, Tato. Hello, Char. Kuro.
Hello.
Victoria. I am a door. Similian. Similian. Ready drawing while listening to your voices. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Foxwell. Hello.
Hello.
Time to be creative again. Costume time. Costumes? What costumes you working on? So, we're working on some 9-point today. Oh, I really like that new one. It's so much more dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much better than before.
Totally. I'm living for it.
Hell yeah. I love this direction we've gone with these like explainer pages.
Hell yeah.
One, I get to go back to doing my lovely line work, which is my favorite.
Hell
and
yeah.
also, it's so much faster to do. Yeah.
We were doing like style challenges this morning. She
Oh
was
my
doing
God.
like Doki Doki Literature
I
Club.
was like, how do I do that anime aesthetic?
One thing I gotta say about Doki Doki, I didn't realize until I was looking at the artist artwork. Okay, this is gonna sound horrible, but like I didn't realize that she could draw anatomy, or they could draw anatomy.
Yeah, because like in Doki Doki, it's very like off in
And
like
it's-
little ways.
Yeah, and it's totally intentional. Because if you look at the rest of the body of their work, it's a lot more structured, and it's just like, oh, they totally did this for the aesthetic of visual novel dating sim. I'm like, this is good stuff.
That's so cool.
Let Ursula line art 2020. Ursula can only let herself line art if she ever finishes 9-point chapter 1. This is the first chapter.
Guys, I have spent so much of my life on this dang chapter.
LARP costumes. Oh man,
Oh,
currently
wow.
on a D&D. Currently a druid costume. But I am going to be doing a demon horns because my old ones are broken. Oh no. Well, that's fun. The point of Doki Doki is to look weird, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just Monica. Don't set me off on Doki Doki. I don't want to. We already did in the Patreon chat. Makes my blood pressure go up.
Oh,
Doki
no.
Doki.
Oh, Doki Doki. Haha.
Listen, Doki Doki grew on me. Also, I've come to the realization that nothing actually scares me other than creepypasta.
Just strange.
I literally, like, most, I don't know. I think it just goes back to, like, it, like, scared me as a kid. So it just, like, creates, like, a visceral reaction for me. But, like, I'll watch, like, like, the classic thing to be what you, Philistines, what you hipsters do is you'll be like, yeah, I'm not really scared by most stuff. Like, I like psychological horror. I'm like, hell, like, I don't give a shit about psychological horror, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I love it. Like, don't get me wrong. But it never leaves me uneasy or scares me in any way. Body horror just makes me want to kiss monsters, okay? Like, that's the truth to it. But creepypasta, that gets my knickers in a twist. Needles are my kryptonite. I used to be bad with needles, but like now I can watch people get needles all the time because I did that to myself. I just watched nonstop needle videos in preparation to put tea into me. like I'm scared of like actual things,
Oh yeah.
but like as far as like media that scares me, it's only creepypasta. Like creepypasta, like okay, here, let me just admit things. Okay, after watching Doki Doki Literature Club or reading it, like my problem is I also consume it at nighttime, which does not help.
As
And
you should with horror. That is the purest way to experience horror is at night with all the lights out.
okay, but after reading Doki Doki, I was like in my basement because I was sleeping in the basement at the time, and I had to turn all the lights on.
Oh no.
I couldn't sleep without the lights on.
That's a mood.
Silent Hill 2 also did that to me, but like, yeah, fair. I don't know why.
Didn't Serial Experiments Lane do that to you too?
Yeah, Essie Lane did that. I think for the Silent Hill and the Essie Lane, it was because it was summer and I was so hot I couldn't sleep and I was having like weird like fevery visions. Like, yeah, Silent Hill 2 is great though. Gonna be real, I don't really care for Silent Hill 2.
Oh heck.
It's
bringing out the real tea.
Okay, I like Silent Hill 2 the same way you can appreciate like Mario, the very first Mario. It's like it's good, but like there's better stuff out there. I also just don't like gritty horror. I just like okay. Maybe it's just because my house is a mess, but dirty houses don't scare me. Okay? Like hoarder houses don't scare me. 9 point. Okay, not 9 point. Magpie.
9 point scares me.
Magpie. Oh wait, no, that actually does kind of scare me. Cause okay, look, here's the story for Magpie. I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry, Mom.
But like, basically, my grandma used to be like a hoarder, and like, so the top story of like her house, like, I think no one could really get up there for a while, and it just was like really creepy. Okay, it was just really creepy. It's just like this like stairway that curves up, and like it's just like a mess up there. I don't know. It was just like the fear of the unknown.
Oh, totally.
It'd be like, go upstairs. I'm like, I don't know what's up there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
And I know that there was a balcony that wasn't like structurally sound, I think. I'm like, I don't want to go near that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Furries scare me. Fair.
The horror that gets to me the most, I've had it happen once or twice where like I finish the story or whatever and I just feel like it's this feeling of like disgust and like just horrified. I can't think of the words for it. I felt it when the first time I read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, where I was just like, oh my god. Oh, I just feel disgusting. And like the game Soma did that to me. Like the end of it is just like, oh,
I don't
that
like
is horrible.
that kind of horror.
Yeah, it's just that kind of like, it's like looking at your mortality that messes with me. I mean, that's not
it's
weird,
not
but
I don't like that stuff.
No.
I find it just like too much. Like I just find it like either just gross out and like I don't know. I like writing that kind of stuff.
oh yeah, writing it is like a whole different.
I don't like consuming the media that is. Body horror is meh. Junji Ito's Long Dream. Okay, I like his work, but it's never scared me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It's never like messed with me. The only thing that's messed with me is creepypasta, okay? Let's be real. Creepypasta, Paranormal Activity.
Oh my god, I love Paranormal Activity.
I don't know if that one got to me. I just like that one.
That one's
I
fun.
find
Oh, the horror movie that still scares me to this day is The Descent, like the original British one.
That one.
Oh my god, it is. I'm terrified of like caves and enclosed spaces. Ugh. Creepy.
What's up? Oh yeah, we're just talking about the scaries
The spookies.
Do SPCs? What's SCPs?
Oh, SCP is it's like supernatural containment something. It's like it's a series of creepypastas of like what if there's like supernatural beings in our world and there's like a government facility that like contains them and like documents them.
Oh.
So like there's one where it's like it looks like a statue, but if you look away it can move, so they always have like cameras on it at all times, otherwise it'll move and kill people or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. I'm not a big creepypasta connoisseur because otherwise I would never sleep at night. Also, I'd probably be less scared of it if I looked into more of them. I think specifically like very creepypasta-esque video games that go viral. Like Five Nights at Freddy's scared me, the original one.
The original one was creepy.
The original one definitely gave me nightmares and I didn't want to admit it. See, like that's what I mean. Like it's just these really, they're not even that scary, and I understand, and I don't even think they're real. There's just something in my like brain that is like, nope. Oh yeah, the angels from Doctor Who, like that original one scared me.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the Vashnarada from the library.
Yeah, that one was terrifying when I first saw it.
That one scared me, and what sucked was my dad had burned a disc with that one on, and it would play after Gilmore Girls.
No!
And like it would just start playing and I'd be like, no, don't do this to me or something. It was just like a compilation of like a few episodes of things that we were watching. There was tiny children like 4 or 5 at my school with FNAF backpacks and stuffed animals. Both FNAF and Weeping Angels gave me panic attacks as a kid. As a kid? Get out. I was an adult afraid of FNAF.
Right.
It was the teeth.
Yeah,
okay?
It was the eyes and the teeth.
I'm also really scared of stuffed animals, I think. Because, like, I don't know. I have the creepiest Furby and it doesn't scare me. But, like, okay, so there was a stupid like story on the playground about a doll that would like kill you.
Yeah.
And it scared me. It really scared me. It was like the one where it's like it comes closer each night.
Yep.
And like until like it eventually like kills your parents and you. And I'm like, oh my god, that's terrifying. Because my parents wouldn't believe me. And they like try to throw the doll out and it just comes back. And it's just ugh. And I learned about that one in broad daylight as a like 12-year-old child. Like I should not have been scared.
Listen.
I think that it's the anticipation of the jump scare that makes FNAF scary to people. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe jump scares really do mess with me.
Yeah.
And just like little flashes of things.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier where I find like coming across just a creepypasta photo like in the wild on your social media is the most terrifying thing. Because I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, what is that? And scroll away, and then I never like stare at it and familiarize myself with it then to the point it's not scary. So I'm always like, what was that? It just makes it scarier.
I remember coming across the scene from It, like the one that's memed now, like where he goes he sees him in the
in the drain.
In the drain.
Yeah.
I was watching that in broad daylight as not a child, I was probably a teenager. And I was really scared. I don't know, I was at home alone. I was like, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
This is stupid, but I'm gonna die.
It's creepy.
Like, I don't even know. It's just 2020 scares me. Yeah, I don't know. Horror is so random.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just coming out and just saying that I'm afraid of these, like, little creepypastas because I don't want to. I'm done with putting out this opinion of myself that it's like, oh man, I like the hoity-toity fancy horror. And it's like, no, I'm I'm bottom of the barrel scared of them.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love a good hoity-toity horror.
You know what another part of it is
What?
that like those little creepypasta things, especially images and stuff, they tend to stick into my dreams a lot more. Where it's like just flashes of those images. It'll be like just hanging out with Ursula, and then suddenly it's Doki Doki shit. And you're like, oh no, I don't like this. And then you wake up in the middle of the night, and you're like, oh, it's hot, but it can't cover my feet.
Terrible.
Isn't that a mood? Like,
Yeah.
you're scared, and you woke up from a nightmare, but it's too hot to cover your feet.
Yes. So you just turn on the lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Oh, what drives me crazy is, so I've had a couple times where I've had sleep paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm terrified of it happening again. I had one time where I woke up and I was on my back and I looked over at the door to my bedroom, which is closed at night, but it was open, and Bones is standing there. And I was like, what? And then he started screaming and like jumps on top of me and starts like choking me. And I was like, wah! And then I wake up and it's fine. And the other time I woke up and I was sleeping on my stomach and I felt the sleep paralysis thing, which sucks because I was told like it normally happens when you sleep on your back, but it happened when I was on my stomach, which is how I normally sleep. And it felt like someone was sitting on my back, and it felt like two hands like land on like my shoulders and start like tapping it lightly, and it was like this weird, creepy, high-pitched voice like whispering about how it wants to eat boys. I was like, what the hell is this?
It's sparkly.
And then I woke up and I was like,
Ursula being murdered. Wah! Oh, man. Like, okay, well, speaking of dreams, I used to have a lot of lucid dreams, but it'd be really weird because, like, you'd be watching the dream occur or you'd be part of it, and then suddenly it's like, step back, I'm the director, and I'm like, okay, this is a dream, this is BS. One specific lucid dream I had was like I was at the Ren Fair with Ursula in the dream, and then suddenly I realized it was a dream, and I'm like, and I turned to Dream Ursula, I'm like, oh, you're just a dream, this is all a dream, and I really upset Dream Ursula in doing this. She was very upset, I think, about like not existing like afterwards.
you know what? Fair. Dream
Yeah.
Ursula, you're real in my heart.
Dream Ursula is valid. I had a lot of dreams where I was Lane from Gilmore Girls.
Dreams are bizarre.
Yeah.
I also have tons of dreams. I have recurring dreams of being like at my dad's place where I grew up, and there being like literal wolves like at the front door, like trying to get in, and me and my brother having to like barricade to get these wolves to go away. It's terrifying.
Oh, I had a horrifying dream like as a kid that like has forever stuck with me. So I was going home from Sparks, which is like Girl Guides, right? And my mom was carrying me home because I fall asleep after it every time, and I don't think I remember falling asleep. So my dream continued with us walking home, and we got to the door, and like we didn't have our keys, and then there was like these two like pine trees that were kind of in front of our house, and like in the dark space, like there was like something like talking to us and like stopping us, and then I woke up in my room.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that one stuck with me because I literally didn't remember falling asleep. So it felt so real.
Oof.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
And then I was afraid of those trees for a while, but I didn't tell anyone.
I also have dreams where I'm driving a car, but I'm like an 8-year-old child.
I have dreams where I'm driving a car, and then I suddenly remember that I don't have a license and I don't know how to drive.
No.
And we're speeding down the highway, and then I fall off and I find a secret world on the other side of the highway.
Whoa.
Yeah.
See, mine don't end that way.
Yeah. Mine always end that way.
Oh my God.
Or there'll be ones where we take a road trip and we just never stop at my family's house. We're like, let's just keep going. And then we find like these like weird I don't know, like what's this one with the not the bees, not the bees.
Oh,
Or the bees.
the Wicker Man?
Yeah, we keep ending up in Wicker Man type situations.
Oh my god.
I kept on being like a weatherman.
Weatherman. Not the
I have a
bees.
recurring dream that I'm in Minecraft IRL and I'm running from a hyena.
Oh no.
Thank you guys for giving me the motivation. No problem.
No problem.
I'm just panicking, like I have no clue how this metal death trap works. Oh my god, yes, the driving dreams are the worst.
They suck. It's like panic inducing because you're like, I'm gonna get pulled over. I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
Oh, I didn't even think about pulled over. I'm like, I don't know how to drive. I don't like. Yeah. Oh my god. I also had one dream where like it was just really realistic, and it was just my family telling me that I suck and that
No.
like I'll never succeed in life.
That's
And I
the
woke up and I
saddest.
was mad at my family.
You jerks.
Yeah. I just remember it being a horror movie, like, and I call my parents and I'm just waiting for them while hiding in the corner from xenomorphs and stuff. I had a nightmare about driving when I was a kid, and it scared me away from driving for so long.
Oof.
Yeah. I watch a lot of car crashes in my spare time, which scares me. I don't know why I do it. It's just dopamine, strange stuff, right? Your dreams are so magical. Mine are so realistic. It always just feels like they're realistic when you're in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I also have a recurring dream where we go to the mall, and it's like sort of like a skyscraper type mall, and it like shuts down at a certain time, and like I'm always like late to leave the mall, and there's something really scary about that. And then I get into the elevator to leave the mall, and like the elevator's broken. Yeah. It's such a stupid dream. And I'm just stuck in the mall. Or I'll end up going to like some mysterious floor that I've never heard of before.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's the
Terrible.
same mall that like sometimes has like a grass escalator.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just really creepy, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like an empty, like, you know, dead malls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Super creepy.
Yeah, and no one's there. And I'm like, oh god. And I'm lost. Maybe it's because I got lost in the mall a lot as a child. Everything goes back to my childhood.
It's true.
I have very cinematic dreams. Once I had a dream, and it was like the perfect plot for a story, and I woke up and I was like, oh. It was one of my lucid dreams too, because halfway through I was like, oh, this is a dream. Write that down. It had something to do with like, I don't even remember. It was kind of horror-esque. It was set on the farm. And there's something to do with timelines. I don't know. I didn't write it down. I disappointed myself. I think I tried to RP it.
Oh yeah.
There's like a few RPs that started like as dream concepts.
Fascinating.
I had a mermaid wife
All right, and your goat baby.
and my goat baby.
You have
Yeah.
such a vivid inner world.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my mermaid wife was like a really creepy mermaid that lived kind of like at the end of this path. And like I would go down the path, and one time I had like a kid, and he was like my kid. But like he would just like change between like being a kid and like a goat depending on like the point in the dream, and like he was both.
My son.
And we were like lured away by a mermaid. It's great shit. Sorry, I keep swearing. I'm gonna get us demonetized.
No.
I'm sorry.
Our wholesome stream.
Demonetize all boys.
Get rid of them.
I had a dream about a humanoid entity with a black hole for a face.
Ooh.
Oh, that's like a concept from... Wow, copyright. Okay. That's from my werewolf book.
Oh, yeah.
Please stop swearing. No. I had a dream I was taking care of a child, but everyone acknowledged him as a cat and not a human kid. Oh my god, that's such a mood. I have dreams where, like, suddenly I'm straddled with, like, 3 babies.
Oh, God. Just your heart explodes from stress.
Yeah, well, no, like, I'll have the 3 babies, and I'll not know how to tell anybody about these babies. I don't know. Very stressful dreams. Oh, sometimes I have dreams where, like, when natural disasters are occurring, like, when hurricanes happen, I usually have, like, nightmares about, like, our house floods, and then Matica gets swept away.
That's the saddest.
Yeah.
It'd be so sad if we lost our babies.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I have dreams where, like, we lose the dogs, like, they run off, or, like, they get hurt, and I'm like, I feel so powerless.
I don't dream about them much, except in those kind of contexts. Yep. Like, when Molly died, though, like, not dream-related, but anytime I heard kids crying, it was, like, PTSD response. Like, trauma. I was just, like... Because, like, when she originally, like, died, her screaming downstairs sounded exactly like kids playing outside. So, like, after that happened, I kept, like, panicking. Like, I'd be like, oh, no, are the dogs okay? And I was like, just kids in the yard. My cat tends to get outside, and whenever he does, I get nightmares after. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not sure what the stream is. I love the channel. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for watching.
Hello. The stream is alright. Less informative.
Yeah.
More parasocial.
Yeah. Parasocial.
Huh. I think the weirdest nightmare wasn't even a nightmare. I was happily married and would cuddle a lot. I woke up sweating and freaked out. Sometimes that happens. Like, you'll have a perfectly pleasant dream, but it, like, gives you so much anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, that happened to me really recently. Like, I had, like, an innocuous dream, but I woke up with, like, heart pounding.
Oh, God.
Like, I couldn't sleep for a bit. Art stream without the art. Exactly. It is an art stream with Talkie. Ursula's doing a lot of art this time.
Yeah.
Most of the time she is doing art.
How dare you disrespect me in my own home?
Yes. My most surreal dream was one where I was a gingerbread person who was running late for class because I was at a state fair. I was eaten, and the principal had to explain to my gingerbread mom.
That's terrible.
It's interesting how different people dream too. Like, I tend to be kind of like head hop a lot until I realize it's a dream.
Yeah, it's like that moment where you're like, first you're one person and then you're another person.
Totally. Until I realize it's a dream, and then I'm just me watching it. Dreams are funny and weird and creepy. I love them. I had a dream I was an immortal man and I escaped some weird lab. Then went to a block party where a dude had a lizard cat. And right before I woke up, I realized the dude was evil. I wish I had more dreams as my OCs. I think that would be fun. But I've never had that happen.
Yeah, no.
Like, that, I just want to be Lul.
Like, I've had dreams where I'm people I don't know. Like, they're made up people.
Totally, all the time.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's like with people I know, like friends and family, or like Yeah.
Yeah. I never realized how many times sceneries change in my dreams until I tried to explain them to a friend. Didn't I have one dream once? I don't know, where it was like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Did you?
Yeah, something like that. Feels like a simulation or something. Highly symbolic, and lets me parse. Oh god, studying dreams. Those are the worst. I always felt really cheated whenever I'd have a dream about going to work and I woke up and I hadn't gone to work yet. And I'd be like, God damn it. Like, I spent my whole night working and now I have to go back to work. And usually, like, your dreams about working are really stressful. So you have a stressful day at work in your sleep and then you go and have another day of work.
Oh god, that's like I used to work at a hotel as like a server for a while, and there was a ballroom at that hotel that was like all the walls were mirrors in this one and had these big crystal chandeliers, and everything was like made of gold and stuff, and like
Go farther and farther.
sorry I move when I tell stories. And I had a dream once where we had an event in that ballroom, but it was like a football game. And I was in charge, and I had to stop them from breaking the mirrors and the chandeliers. And it was so
Oh, you should
stressful.
tell them all about that job, because that job was actual hell.
That job was terrible.
I have to go to the bathroom now, so you can talk.
Okay, so this hotel that I worked at,
It got shut down, too.
yeah, it got shut down and bought by someone else. Like right after I left. Like I left and then everyone kind of got fired and and it changed hands. But like it was a terrible job. I was at like an entry level position, like a little banquet server. I made no money because we served alcohol, and if you serve alcohol then like you're supposed to get a certain amount of money for your tips and gratuities and stuff. But like so yeah, so I was paid under minimum wage, and then I'd get like an extra like gratuity bonus type thing. But like it was all evenly distributed amongst the staff. I don't know how I feel about that, but like the gratuity was always like it didn't matter if like you were the one who did like the best work or whatever. But I don't even know how I feel about that stuff. But anyways, we had to wear a uniform, and it was like a little vest and a white collar shirt, and the women had to wear these little pencil skirts and tights, and the men had to wear dress pants. And I don't know if the women were allowed to wear dress pants. I was always told to wear a skirt. And like we're carrying around big trays of food and stuff. And like, oh god, the kitchen where we had all our supplies was so hot in the summer. It was literally like being in an oven. It was always like 40 degrees in there. It was awful. But like I got yelled at so much at that job. Like the bosses, their first instinct, if you ever like, I remember like the first week I was working there, I couldn't find something. Like I needed to get like a creamer for someone's coffee, and I couldn't find it. And I was like running up and down the hallways trying to find it, and I had to get back in because we were supposed to be quick whenever we're serving stuff. And you're serving like 5 tables by yourself. And I remember I went to my manager and I was just like, can you tell me where the cream is? And she was like, you should know where that is. Goodbye. She's like, you should know where that is. And I was like ready to cry because I was like, I've been looking everywhere. And I just, and I'm like a really polite person to work with. I'm very quiet and mild-mannered. Surprise, surprise. But I was just like, I don't know where it is. And like, she softened up a little bit and was like, here, it's over here. And it was like my first week.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It's so stressful. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I had a restaurant job sounding exactly the same.
Yeah. I also, we also had to deal with like...
Well, it was worse than any restaurant job because at least at a restaurant, if you're a waitress, you get tips.
Yeah.
like they would pay you server wages, but you wouldn't really get any tips
No, the
because
only way
it was a table gratuity.
yeah. So the only way I'd get like actual tips would be if people left the money at the table and like I pocketed it without telling my boss. Like that was the only way I'd make extra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some crazy events. There was one where like it was a wedding. We did a lot of weddings, and there was one where the night ended with we kept running out of food. Like they ordered a ton of food, but they kept running out and ordering more. So we had to be scrambling to like run to the kitchen and get more and talk to the chefs and stuff. And then I remember I remember there was one lady. She was like a mom or something. She seemed a little drunk. Who was like, so they had, it was usually like they ordered their meal ahead, right? So it'd be like there's a chicken and like a vegetarian and like a beef option or something. And then kids would get like a kid's meal type thing. So it'd be like, you know, veggie, like a carrots and celery, and then they'd get like a pizza or something. And like, I remember there was a mom who had, and like the food was really good at this hotel. And the mom, she didn't want her chicken that she ordered. She wanted a kid's meal. To eat. And I was like, oh well, you know, we only have so many. and she was like, no, I want that. And I was like, I'll see what I can do. Like,
oh my god.
I was like, what?
Can we get a like spike for Ursula suffering? The only thing more stressful than your first job, though you had to do it more, was like my brother's first job was in Quebec, like on an exchange program. So like he didn't even really speak the language, and he wasn't like a server, but he got yelled at in French by someone. He's like, I don't even know like what you want. Like he was asking for a spoon and just kept saying spoon in French. Though it didn't sound like as crappy as your first job, but I remember him saying that.
That'd be so stressful.
Yeah.
You don't know the language.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was like an immersion program.
Yeah.
But we weren't like full on immersion kids.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. My first job was 100% less stressful. I've never really had a stressful job. Like,
you're spoiled.
Like, there was one time where we were supposed to like print 400 hats, and they were like, we need you to work Saturday and Sunday. And I'm like, no. I was like, in your dreams, I'm not doing that. And I didn't get fired because I was so essential.
That was my problem. Like you were the only person who could do your job at your work. Where my first job is like they could fire me in a second.
I got paid really crap for what I was doing. However, it took them 2 people to replace me at my job when I left.
Powerful.
Yeah. Because I was a graphic designer who was really cheap, and I did embroidery, and I could do heat press. I could do like everything except screen printing.
Yeah.
They tried to teach me screen printing, and I don't know. The screen printer there didn't really help much with
He was very quiet.
He was very quiet like me, so he didn't really like explain it super well. But yeah, I remember being stressed on my first week because like I didn't know how to hoop frames. That like I didn't really know the machine. Like I had like a basic understanding of things. But I got really good at it really fast.
Hell yeah.
I messed up a lot of hats early on. That was stressful. That was stressful because like if you messed up like too many of them, it came out of like your paycheck.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really have money because it was like a mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
There was a lot of yelling in Spanish.
That was the one where I did all the flyers.
Yeah. Yeah. I did a lot of flyers for them. Spoon.
Oh, the wedding, right, with the mom.
Your name is Ursula, like Ariel Ursula. Yes.
Oh, we almost had, at my current job, we almost hired someone named Ariel, and I was like, please, we need an Ariel and an Ursula.
I feel like that right now at my frame job, though. You were so spoiled. Oh, I was 100% spoiled because I just got a job straight out of high school. Because, like, I went into, like, a co-op program, which I don't think every school does this, but basically you sign up to do your credits kind of like an internship. Like you get high school credits for working. So like they set you up with a job. You do like a small interview. I've never actually had to do a job interview either. Every time I've gone, I would show up and they'd be like, here's what we do on the job. When do you start? Like that was like my only interviews ever. But yeah, so right. What was I saying? I lost the beginning of that. Oh, right. Yeah, I got my first job right out of high school. And then I was like, I need a job at the end of my co-op program. They were like, how was your experience? Like, how did you enjoy things? And for my essay, I wrote that after high school, it feels like an abyss. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Like, I don't plan to go to college or university. Like, I have no clue. And my teacher was like, well, how about, like, I said, like, you have the skill with, like, embroidery now. Like, I have an embroidery place I go to get my, embroidery for my, like, dojin. Is it dojin? What is it?
No.
Dojo.
Dojin.
Yes, dojin embroidery for his dojo. And I was like, okay. And then the rest was history. I learned all about sports teams. I can make sports jerseys.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Go sports.
I know a whole bunch of stuff about like graphic design for apparel, which is pretty useful for like conventions and stuff. Yeah.
Very good.
I don't get paid much, but it's fun, so I'm staying till I find something in illustration. That's a good idea. That was kind of Ursula with Dojin Dojo.
That was like, I worked at a cafe for a little bit.
Totally.
And I was like, it doesn't pay very well, but the people here are good. It's really fun. I'll just stay till I get something bigger.
Well, actually, the story with that... Actually, let me explain your life.
Oh,
but
thank you.
Ursula has a habit of, like, writing me out of things, okay? Like in our last video, where she said that she wanted to start a YouTube channel, and that's why we started it.
I forgot to mention you already had one, and that's why you suggested it. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want is like a little appreciation.
The thing is, I ask for your help, and then you're like, you'll be fine, just wing it. And then I do, and you're like, you got this wrong.
Yeah, that's the point.
I can't win.
No, like I started the YouTube channel. I already had a channel about comics, and I was like, fine, we'll start it again. But I remember like we started the channel because you were like, I want to do a podcast with you. And I'm like, okay, first of all, get over your fear of being on microphone before that. And that's why you did the 100 days, because it was like, prove to me that you want to like actually be on camera and on voice. And then you got really good at it. And now that's where we are. Because I already had a channel before. Like, I had a viral video once.
Hell yeah.
Before I transitioned. So it's been deleted. Anyways, what was I saying? Stuff.
Oh, the story with my cafe.
Because I remember, like, this isn't entirely me. But, like, you were fine with doing your cafe work. And you're like, I'll just do, in the background, I'll do my cafe work. I'll have a good time. And then you were like, I want more money at my cafe job. I want to become a manager or something, or full-time position. Right. You wanted. Yeah. And then they gave someone else, like they give one of your friends, like they promoted her and not you. And like, you were like, all of this sucks. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Why are you trying so hard to climb the ladder of basically Starbucks? Like, why are you trying so hard for that when you could just put all your effort into like getting an actual art job?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
The rest is history.
Yeah. Like, I'm useless as far as like having a job, but like I can get other people jobs.
He's powerful.
Because I have the powers of nepotism, where my family is huge.
Oh, for
so
real?
Like there's someone in everything. So my brother was like, sure, Ursula can have an internship.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Where did it come from?
Totally.
Where did what come from? A coyote track by? Oh god. In an alternate universe, Ursula is Starbucks Lord.
I'm the manager.
I'm so
I
glad.
speak to all the Karens.
Yeah. Like the person who would ask what every menu item was and then order the same thing every day.
She was adorable. It was annoying at the time, especially during like rush hours, but like she would come up and she'd ask every single time. She'd ask the same stuff. She'd ask for like every ingredient in every single like latte that we had. And then, you know, we'd ask like, what do you like? And we can make this and that. And then she'd settle for like a mocha or something. And once she got something other than a mocha. She was adventurous. And she tried it and she came back and she was like, I don't like it. And we were like, that's too bad. We can't do anything for you unless you buy another one. But she was cute.
Coyotes are not nocturnal, they're crepuscular. Most animals are just crepuscular if you think they're nocturnal. It's the greatest lie that's told to you as a child. The greatest lie. It's the one that irks me the most. Like, bats aren't nocturnal.
Yeah. They're out when the mosquitoes are out.
Yep. I can relate to the person, except I didn't like the drink. I wouldn't have said anything. Drink it and cry.
Aww.
What's crepuscular? It means awake at dawn and dusk.
Yep.
The greatest lie is that hyenas are canines. That's true, too.
The greatest lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, before I got like an art job, I left like all my jobs like crying so often. The cafe one was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cry a lot. Like, part of it is just because you've become more like stable, and the
True.
other part of it is that you have a cushy tech job.
True. It's so
The
cushy.
the cushiest. Like, where you have like, where they're like, Ursula, you have to use your vacation days.
They're like Ursula.
As opposed to laying you off yearly.
Yeah. That was the cafe, like it was a nice atmosphere, but they shut down for like two weeks in the winter and 2 weeks in the summer. It was on a college campus.
But now you get like paid vacation.
Yeah. It was also those jobs where like if you called in sick, you didn't get paid because it was shift work.
Oh god.
Which
Yeah,
sucks.
that sucked too with my job. Was like, it was just so random. Like, they'd have dry spells. Like, during the summer, like, no one's ordering anything, so they couldn't, like, keep you on.
Yep.
Yeah. And they paid me so poor. I think I got paid under minimum wage. Like, I never said anything, because I was a
baby.
A doofus, yeah.
A doofus.
Yeah, and then I learned after the fact that I should have been paid much more.
Yeah.
Like, once you got laid off from my brother's place, and I was looking at the jobs that I could take, I'm like, what? I should have been making like at least $30K a year.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oof.
And that was just for doing embroidery.
Yeah. But doing graphic design on top is even more.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering stories from that hotel.
Oh god.
I remember there was one night,
Go off, queen.
there was one night where they usually would have, we had two kind of like, they weren't the managers, but they were like the team leader type. Like they were like the head server who kind of worked between the managers and you. And so like we had two that were great, but obviously they couldn't work X amount of hours. So if they had an event and they needed a leader, but they couldn't get those two, they would promote one of us servers to just be like the leader for the day. And so the first and only one that I ever did, I never did it again because I hated it. One, it sucked because I don't think you got a pay raise for it, but you had more responsibility. But it was an event where people were at the hotel, they were staying the night, and they were having like a big dinner, and it was like they were doing votes or something, like it was a big society thing. And so by the end of the night, it was like, okay, they're all just drinking coffee now, the food's done, and then eventually they're going to finish doing their voting stuff, and then they're all going to go off to their rooms and go to bed, and we clean up and go home. And they did not finish voting until like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was dead tired, and I'd let most of the servers go except for two. And then it was just the three of us who had to scramble to clean everything up at 2 a.m. when we're dead tired, and we've been there since like 3 p.m. or earlier. And so I was dying, and I had a shift the next morning at 6 a.m.
Oh God, I remember that.
So they were like, "Oh, that's okay. We'll give you a hotel room. You can sleep." And I was like, "No, I want to go home and change. Like, I'm disgusting right now." And so like and there were no buses or anything because it was so late. So I just walked home. It was like an hour walk, and collapsed, and then woke up and went to work at 6 the next day.
And I was like, just quit, Ursula. I was just looking at our texts, like, from RPing and stuff. Like, I was just rereading old RPs, and there's so many times where I'm just like, just leave.
I know. I was like, no, I can't. It was like my first job ever.
Yeah. It was like, 2 a.m. shift, and then like 6 a.m. Yeah, there was like
which is illegal.
Illegal, yeah.
You have to have at least 8 hours between shifts. And
I think there's so many times where it's like, I think that's illegal.
Right. It's like, oh, I don't think you can do that.
Me getting paid nothing, you getting like work to the bone.
See, one time I had a really great time working at that hotel was they needed someone to help in the laundry department for like a couple weeks.
Anyone who was not white worked in laundry.
Yes. All the servers were white, and everyone else who did like cleaning and laundry work was like a person of color. And I was like, oh, I see.
Yes.
Yep. But there was like 2 weeks where I worked in the laundry, and it was great. and the people there were great. Like, the work was really good, and I was there like during the day. I didn't have to stay really late at night doing like an event.
We're both like 25.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 26 now. I'm a grown up.
That's why I said like 25.
Oh, okay. There was one day where we were setting up an event, and me and two guys came in, and we pretty much
69 watching. Nice.
Oh. We pretty much set up this whole event together as like 3 people. And that we got in at like 1:00, and then the dinner started at like 5 or 6, I think. And so like we didn't get a break at all because you couldn't take a break until your leader or manager told you to. And so we're like starving because we've been working hard.
Your art is good, Ace.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Gosh.
You're good enough. You are enough.
You are enough.
Okay, keep going.
So we're starving. We haven't been on break. Our feet hurt. We were so dead tired. We were just complaining the whole time. We're like, oh my God, I'm dying. And then they'd often bring in like temp workers for huge events where they didn't have enough servers. So just people who would come in for a couple hours. And so they brought in like 15 temps, and they'd just gotten there. And our manager turns to them and is like, okay, all the temps, you guys go on break. Everyone else, you're on the floor. And I was like, I am dying. But we couldn't say anything. So we go about it, and it wasn't until 10:00 that I actually got to sit down and eat food. And me and the 2 guys, it was Kyle and some other guy, we just like collapsed in the break room, and like there was also during the dinner, because like you take any unfinished food and like scrape it into
Your Harrison Truman.
Yeah. But there was when you're clearing plates, all the extra food, even if it's like completely whole, it goes in the garbage because like it could be contaminated. I don't know, just policy, right? And Kyle was like, he had a piece of cake and it had like 1 bite out of it. And he was like, he looked at me and he was like, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat this. I'm so ashamed. And I was like, it's okay, man. I won't judge. And there were so many stories like that.
Oh God, Aaron probably has worked like 48-hour shifts.
Oh God.
Because he.
Oh right, he's immortal though.
Because he doesn't need to sleep. He would totally just do it on accident. He'd be really proud of himself too for not realizing the time went by. Like, wow, that's a really immortal thing of me to do. You're an inspiration to many, Ace.
Hell yeah.
Ace, you ain't bringing down the mood. We're trying to bring up your mood.
Hell yeah. We're here to support you, to lift you up.
I've had shitty friends, too. Like, they didn't say my art was bad, but they said I wasn't a real man.
Oh, right. Great.
Yeah. A great friend group.
Mm-hmm.
They were a trans man too. Like that's the part that gets me. They were like, I just like masculine men, not like. I was like, wow, I know what we imply in here. Moral, get new friends. Literally.
Oh yeah. Yeet.
That's so transphobic. Oh my god. Real friends. Some friends make your art feel bad. Otherwise, make your entire identity feel bad. Other friends make your entire. Oh, okay. That's so mean. It's because he had a crush on another guy. I think he was talking about that guy. Meanwhile, like we were like actually like we were literally cuddling at that moment too. I'm
The guy
like,
was such a jerk.
oh my god, yes. This same person played both me and Ursula's hearts.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know what his deal is.
No.
Never
was
got
high
an
school.
answer. Yeah, it was high school. I don't know. We all were into our own things.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not friends, just acquaintances. Okay, listen, everyone's an acquaintance to me. Everyone but Ursula is my acquaintance.
Yes.
Sorry, father.
Sorry, parents. Only Ursula.
It's time. I think it's just very impressive that I've gotten to the point where I will actually admit that I feel like my life would be like devastated if you were gone. Because I have a really bad habit of distancing myself from everything I could possibly lose.
You eulogize things while they're alive often.
I 100%
Animals
do
and
that.
people.
Yeah, where like I don't know, I do it for like my own comfort where I'm like, you know, if you died, like I'd be okay. And it's just like to assure myself. Like I'll do it to dogs. I won't do it to like a person's face.
Oh god, if you go up to one of our friends, I'd be okay if you died.
Yeah.
What?
I'm like I don't want you to die, but like if you did, like my life I would move on. Like I would be strong and safe. It's just like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had like moments where I think about like if I lost you somehow, whether if it was like a breakup or some horrible event, I would just be devastated.
Yeah.
My
Same.
life would be totally like upheaved.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, turned upside down.
Totally. I've gotten to that point with you,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Thanks.
But spooky because I don't like doing that with people because I have issues with that.
Listen, it's hard to be
Bones.
vulnerable.
It's boom.
It's bomb.
He'd be great in a zombie apocalypse. My partner is the same, Bones. He started attaching himself to family and pets. He only started attaching to himself.
Hmm.
You're such a good friend. I love you guys. Thank
Hey,
you.
Saul, how dare you? Listen, we were 15. Ah. We'll never live it down.
It's funny because like Ursula's mom died and she doesn't do this.
Well, my mom?
Yeah, your
Oh.
mom died and you don't have this weird attachment thing that I have.
I check if people are alive when they're asleep. That's what my mom's death did to me.
Okay, fair. Like, yeah, because my issue is that like
Ursula, I'm 15.
my
Calling you out, Saul.
my like friend issue is that like I moved a lot as a child, so like I wouldn't want to get close to people in case that like we moved again and then I wouldn't have friends again, because I remember like always being really sad at the end of like school years where it's like, well, all of my friends are going to be gone forever now, because like like if you move enough as a child, like you kind of realize that no one's going to write to you and no one actually cares about you.
So sad.
Because I had so many best friends where it was just like, I'm gone from your life, never gonna see you again, and that's why I acquaintance stone people. And then there's like the combined thing of like when I was like younger too, like there was like that thing, and then my mom went and moved elsewhere for work, and then like my grandpa died at the same time that this happened. So I'm just like, people just leave. Everything is temporal. Just be strong. Conceal, don't feel. It's so bad. And then my parents divorced. So, like, yeah. I'm just used to being like, people leaving. That was like my moment of like, even my parents won't stay. Like, nothing is real. Here's my trauma. Please sift through it.
Here.
I'm 21, but my body feels like I'm 60. Oh, mood.
Same.
That's my knees.
I like sit down on the floor and I can't get back up. Like, I'm an old lady.
I feel bad because every time someone talks about their conflicts, I'm like, oh, cool, I could use this for
Yes!
don't go down that route. Because, like every time, like, I realize something about myself, I'm like, oh, man, I'm sure glad that I have, like, trauma so that I can make my characters interesting. But, like, trauma's not the only thing that makes a character interesting.
Oh, totally.
Bones for Peyton in the next One Tree Hill reboot. I don't know what that means. So sad. Get rid of emotions. We can't let people know we feel. It's like every book I've ever written. Cough cough honey wolves. I'm having trouble finishing art nowadays because then I'll want to share it and I'll be sad because none of my friends will care or respond to it. Yeah.
That's hard.
I want to like casually just be like, get new friends, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, true.
You could put it in Patreon chat. People tend to like be really, because you're on Patreon chat.
Yeah.
Like hide in there. There's a little special Patreon thing, and everyone seems pretty chatty in there.
It's also like this is something I have to do as an artist.
Tell me about it.
Where you kind of have to reframe it. This again is way easier said than done, but it's better to frame it as like you're creating it for you. You're not creating it for like validation from friends or followers or whatever. It's hard, but like you'll feel more satisfied with your work if it's even if no one else likes it, you like it.
Oh, I also felt really sad at the end of like grade 6 because at the end of grade 6, like I didn't even move, but I lost almost all of my friends because there was like kind of districting where like our elementary school was in one district and then all the middle schools were like in different ones. It was divided differently. So like I went to a middle school that no one else went to, even though I lived right beside the elementary school.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, like everyone else went to like different ones. And I had like one friend who wasn't even from my school. She was from Girl Guides. And she was in my class. And I didn't have a locker. And I was too embarrassed to like ask the teacher for one because I didn't get assigned one. Oh. So I just carried everything.
Oh.
Yeah, grade 7 really sucked.
Yeah.
And I was bullied.
You sounded like you had a really, like, nightmare middle school experience.
I had, like, the literal worst middle school experience.
Because, like, middle school sucks for everyone, but, like, yours is, like, exceptionally awful.
Yeah. Like, someone broke into my locker and threw out all my, like, stories. And they only did it because they were looking for my iPod. They like threw everything else and found my iPod and stole it.
Yeah.
Like they got caught though.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Billy.
Whoa, throw down. Oh my god.
I also find it very funny that I was bullied by a kid named Billy.
Right?
Like,
that is the typical bully name.
Right?
Like, god damn it, Billy. Clean up your act.
Billy?
You freaking stereotype.
Cody? Other ones? Y'all can hack right off. F you, Billy. Yes.
Oh my god. I've found through my life has progressively just gotten better.
Yeah.
There's some people who like reminisce about like, oh, I miss my childhood when everything was good. My childhood sucked. It started with my mom dying. Then I got bullied relentlessly.
Billy the bully. For real though.
And then, like, in middle school, I got bullied.
There were
High
too
school
many.
got better. After high school got even better. Now I'm married to a man I love so much. Like, my life has gotten so good.
You don't belong anywhere. A classmate at me in 2013. Oh my god.
Heck. But yeah.
I
life
was
is
just
good.
odd and people made fun of me. Now people laugh at me, but like, y'all, I just take it, man.
It's hard when you're a baby and people are mean.
Part of it's so annoying because like half of their jokes were stupid. Like, and I could think of better ones.
Isn't that the thing? I was thinking
They
about...
made fun of like the word phlegm all the time, and I didn't want to point out that like my last name is like literally phlegm, like my actual last name, like has the literal like phlegm in it. I'm like, come on, like that's the easy one to go for.
Okay, so at my work, people are always complaining about like millennial baby names, how they're all like not the typical like biblical names like Michael and
Micah Fur.
and Jennifer and stuff like that.
Renesmee is the best name.
Renesmee is lovely.
Everyone makes fun of Renesmee, but it's literally made fun of in canon too.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, Bella, that's stupid, and she's like, no, I must. like they're aware.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like their argument is always like they're gonna get bullied for their weird name if they have like not a typical name, and I'm just like, kids are gonna make fun of you no matter what. They make fun of you if you're tall. They make fun of you if you're short. They make fun of you for wearing a green shirt. Like, kids are mean.
I didn't shave my armpit hair. They made fun of me for that. Renesmee was a demon child. Renesmee is lovely. Vampire C-section time.
That movie.
Nom nom nom. Take a little nibble.
No. Stop.
Oh. Yeah,
What?
people are making fun of you, like, no matter what. Yeah. I got made fun of for asking how to spell constipated. Like, what?
Why?
I don't know. They're like, constipated. Are you constipated? No, I just need to
No.
spell it. Listen, okay? You know, part of me would just be weird to, like, get bullied so people would pay attention to me. Like, there's that sad fact, too. Just
Ain't that a mood?
ain't that an entire mood. Like, no one made fun of me for being, like, a weird, like, fantasy geek. They just made fun of me for being weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even really make... I don't even know what they bullied me about. Girls bullied me worse, too. Heckin' girls are nasty.
Girls are mean.
Ugh, God.
Underhanded.
Ugh. Girls, middle school girls, being trans, being anything, like, just being a middle schooler who has to use a change room is just the worst thing in existence. And it shouldn't be a thing.
No. It's just the most awful experience for everyone.
Like, literally. Like, the boys' change room sounded awful, too, because they would do, like, the 5-star thing. Do they do that in your...
5-star? Is it like slapping each
Yeah,
other?
you try to slap someone so hard you leave 5, like, a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that stuff.
Yeah. I was bullied for introducing myself to someone. Me in a binder in the girls' locker room. Yes. Perfume clouds. And then the teachers will get mad at you if you try to change in the stalls.
Right?
You're like, what do you think I'm trying to do? You're like, listen, I'm fat and I don't want to be seen by people. Can you just leave me alone?
Right. Everyone's mean. Why would I want to change in front of them?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I wish more people would call me Zuko. What?
Okay, Zuko.
Zuko is king. I'm allergic to perfume, so it's terrible. I was gay in the change room, and that was what they bullied me for. You weren't allowed to change in the stalls? Yeah, no, you weren't.
Nope.
Also, the showers had no dividers. I'm like, who would ever use these?
Right? It's like, no.
I wish I was the badass who used the shower after gym.
Power
There also
move.
was no time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we'd have 30 seconds to change.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was never bullied. Congrats.
Blessed.
Gay panic.
Gay panic.
We changed in the shower stalls, pulled the curtain closed. Oh, yeah, there was no curtains in our showers.
You know what always drove me crazy as a kid, as a gay kid growing up?
What?
Was like, you weren't allowed to have sleepovers with boys. Like, as a girl, I wasn't allowed to have sleepovers with boys. Despite the fact I had way more crushes on girls, and I could have as many sleepovers with them as I wanted.
Yeah, but a girl's not going to get you pregnant.
Well, I know, but like...
Unless she's a trans girl. But even then, your parents probably would see her as a boy and not invite her over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same for me. But I just had no friends who had wieners.
No wiener friends.
I had no wiener friends. I understand what you mean, though.
Yeah. Where it was just like, I literally had a secret relationship with a girl in high school where we'd have sleepovers and make out. Like, literally. And we told our parents, oh, we're just friends.
Trans rights are human rights. That's true. That is a true statement.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't outly trans in middle school. I didn't even know. I just didn't want to shave my legs.
Listen.
Not that you're trans if you don't shave your legs.
True.
But I felt no compulsion to do so whatsoever. Ugh. I understand why it's made fun of. Like, I wore cat ears everywhere. Like,
Oh my god. Amazing. I mean, same in middle school. Listen.
like, yeah. Like, I was a furry. Like, 100%. Hey, Sally.
Hello.
One time I had a panic attack in the middle of the gym, and I was huddled in the corner. Like, I had a great high school experience, aside from, like, some things.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't the only trans guy in my, my gym class.
Oh, right.
Yeah, me and another trans dude friend of mine, we had the same gym class together, and we didn't do sports gym, we did fitness gym, which was great. So we mostly just got to be fitness partners and like hold each other's little feet when we did crunches. It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Support other trans people and hold their little feet.
Exactly. And then we had to do like a workout circuit for our final. We had to like create a workout circuit, and like we did anime pictures for the workout
Hell yeah.
routine
Oh my god.
at each station. Yeah. Cat ears are the sign of gay, most powerful gaydar. I gain joy from attacking Bones and Ursula now. Okay, June. Whatever makes you happy.
Hell yeah.
The weirdest example with a bully was like she found a bra I left in the gym changing room, and she tried to give it to me, and I was like, what WTF, you weirdo, no?
What?
And she was like, no, I'm trying to be nice. And it's just,
What?
I'm not popular at school, but I'm also not cool enough to be considered a loser. So I'm like a background character. I mean, it's better than being bullied.
True.
Well, I say that, but sometimes like it is nice to be bullied because at least people know you exist. Yeah. Isn't that just the experience of like being a trans man versus like a trans woman? Like sometimes like when transphobia is directed at trans men, I'm like, oh, you remembered us.
Oh, right. We were talking about that's the same with like ace phobia.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, they're making fun of us. They know we exist.
Yeah, like I understand not wanting to be made fun of. It's like a double-edged sword because like you don't want to be constantly harassed and like assaulted and stuff, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But man, like sometimes erasure, I don't know, it just gets like tiresome.
Yeah. Right?
Oh,
Oh my god.
I talked to nobody and never got bullied. I never talked to those people and they just bullied me. Sometimes I wish I was bullied to have a reason to be sad. Oh, it's okay. Whatever reason you have to be sad is valid, even if it's no reason. I used to get okay, here's the truth. Is like, even if you are bullied, you're still gonna feel like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because, like, I'd be bullied and I'm like, I don't have no reason to be sad. They just say my name a stupid way. Like, who cares? But, yeah. The answer was I was trans.
Mm.
I had the big sad. And puberty sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Puberty is like getting hit by a truck.
Mm-hmm. Keep trying to use this tablet as a touchscreen.
Oh no.
Oops. Silly me.
I really don't think anyone at my school really cares enough to bully any LGBT people. I walked down the hall during lunch wearing a rainbow flag and I got compliments. The thing about like LGBT phobia is it's less blatant nowadays in certain places.
Yeah.
Like in certain places you're still gonna get bullied. But there's still like, I don't know. The world's still very set up in a very straight cis way. And like it might not be like overt, which is nice and good. And I'm glad that people can be out. And it's definitely better than the alternative. Like, don't get me wrong. You know. But, heck.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how bad puberty was until it was almost over. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's hard to see through the storm.
Mm-hmm.
My mom gets so mad at me when I sleep late, but all my art friends are on the other side of the world. My sleep schedule sucked as a teen. I mean, it's not much better now, but like, at least I don't have to go somewhere in the morning. Like, teenage school is not set up in a good way for teenagers.
Mm-mm.
I don't even know. Okay, we're so close to 69 likes, guys. Come on. I don't even know anything about my orientation. That I just wing it. Wing life falling for 2D characters. That's good.
Hell yeah.
That's valid. I think we'll stop in like 20 minutes, like
Yeah.
3:20, because we started early and we gave you guys like 2 like 3-hour streams the last 2 times.
No, you guys are spoiled rotten
Yeah.
by us. Totally. Oh, man.
Oh my god, there was like a teacher that would like harass kids for using like the all genders washroom.
Oh,
Because he was like,
right.
that's a teacher's washroom. And you're like, no, it's for like trans people too.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, it was so obnoxious. It's like, I just need to pee. Like, leave me alone.
Right. Yeah.
Why are you fighting me?
Right?
Also, if I was in like you're allowed to use it if you're in the little study hall there too. Like,
Yeah, like it was open to students. Like,
yeah, so annoying.
yep.
Teacher's worth punching in the dick.
Oh my god.
Like, I remember like a few trans kids like younger than us that were getting bullied in their classes.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't bullied for being trans.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty accepted in high school as a trans.
Yeah.
Like some of the normie kids.
Oh yeah.
I say normie not like as in cis kids. I just mean like we had a school. There was like art kids, ESL magnet kids, and then there was the normie kids who were
Yeah.
just in the district.
Yep.
But like the art kids, like they didn't care.
Oh yeah. Like
I wasn't in a lot of normie classes though.
it was funny because like they had the art magnet and then just like the district kids, and like there was like popular groups for both of them that didn't overlap all that much.
Totally.
There was like the popular art kids, and then there was like the popular like normie kids, and then there was like both groups also had like where we were, which was like the geek groups.
Yeah.
Where like there was the normie geeks and then there was the gay geeks.
Oh no, they were also gay geeks.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, a few of them were gay.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'd talked to them.
No, they were the first people I met, because like I
Oh.
was like sitting alone, and one of them was like, "Hey, do you want to sit with us?" And like I'm pretty sure like they had girlfriends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We were more like the furry gays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and trans.
Yes,
We were
yeah.
big boy transes.
Yes, we had lots of trans people in our group.
I also think we were a lot more weeby
Yeah,
than they
definitely.
were. Like they were still definitely like weebs, but they were way more like D&D nerds.
Yeah, true. We're more like anime
Yeah.
junkies or whatever.
Yeah. But then there was also like the ESL groups had like their popular kids
Oh,
too,
you're right,
because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was one of like the ESL groups that got into prom, because like I didn't even know how to vote for prom.
Oh, right. I was like, what?
Like I remember prom
Oops.
king and queen, and I'm like, who are these people?
Right. I'm like, I don't know these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the in the art string, the drama kids were like the popular kids.
Yes.
They were all super nice. Like I was friends with all of them because I took drama classes, but like
Yeah, totally. The drama kids were the most popular ones.
Yep.
Oh, the drama kids. I also found like the tech people were kind of popular too.
Yeah.
In like a certain respect, because like they would like they kind of interacted with everybody.
True.
Because they were kind of like leading gala.
Gala was this big like stage event and art gallery event that the school would put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they would interact with anyone who was in the plays or anyone who was like doing theater stuff. They also ran like the radio at the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do tech. Hottest gays I've ever met.
Hell yes.
Your high school sounds awesome.
It was good.
It was good.
It was a great high school.
There was drama, but like
yeah.
yeah, high school.
You know, we're all teens when we're in high school, so
But it wasn't the worst.
no. And they had a really strict like no bullying policy that they followed pretty well. I'm sure there was bullying that happened, but it was like no tolerance if a teacher saw it.
Yeah, the teachers were nice. There's some wild stuff, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Prom was canceled for me this year. Oh right,
Oh
because
yeah.
of COVID.
Oh.
That sucks. Y'all are gonna. There's such an interesting thing for everyone in school, like in the year of COVID.
Right? I can't imagine being like a little small kid.
I can't imagine being like a teen.
Yeah.
Or the people graduating virtually.
I know.
I've never been to prom. I went to Pride prom like twice too.
Oh yeah, that's true. We went for a couple years. I liked Pride prom. It was
Pride
really
prom
fun.
was really fun. Yeah. So there was like there's like a counseling place in our area. It usually gets funding to do like free counseling for anyone who's LGBT. And they also have a group within it that puts together Pride Prom, which is a prom just for like LGBT and like ally teens. And like yeah, if you're going to high school, you're allowed to attend, and you can get like a little glowy wristband so they won't take pictures of you if you're in the closet. Yeah, it was fun.
It was so great. And they'd have like
Yeah, there was always like a drag show.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah.
It was fun. I had a good time at our actual prom too.
Yeah, same.
Because we just hung out with our little gay squad.
Little gay squab.
And I heard the the biphobia in the bathroom.
Yeah. It was really funny,
It was
biphobia.
so funny. It was like, so like a bi girl to dump me at prom. What?
Why are we bringing the bi into this? Maybe they didn't mean like bi. Maybe they meant like bye. She's like a bi girl.
She's a bi girl.
She's like a girl who just like she's always like bi.
She always
people.
laters
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I went to prom 3 times. I was spiked at one and I can't remember. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
I don't think there was a punch bowl at ours.
No, they had like a caterer who would give you your
Little meal.
little meal.
No, it was like a buffet, wasn't it?
I think so. I know the drinks you had to go to like a little counter and they
Oh.
gave you like a individual drink.
No prom in Iceland.
Huh.
Online school is pretty cool. I'm asocial. Like, I think I would have preferred online school in my teen years, but I also wouldn't have because I didn't like staying home with my mom. I'm sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
um,
I was gonna go to prom in a hearse. Very cool.
Hell yeah. My coworker says I should get a hearse, and I should call it Ursula.
Oh my god.
It's his favorite joke.
Ursula. Oh no, you left your Ursula.
I should have gone into healthcare, and I could have been Ursula.
Ursula Gray. One school makes it easier to draw in class. Oh, online school. Yeah.
Since working from home, I do draw a lot during my meetings.
Yeah.
Because I'll just be like, I'm taking notes. And I can listen while I draw, too. So.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in person, you have to be attentive during meetings.
Can't just sleep. I really want online school, but online school sucks because it's run by regular teachers who don't know how to teach online. Like, I don't think all schools should be online because, like, that really is hard for people to access. Yeah. I really liked, it was a partially online school. I think that was, like, the perfect one for me. It's like you'd go in for the lecture and then you'd go home once it was over. And I thought that was great, but it got canceled right after I left because right after I graduated because people were not finishing it.
Yeah.
People wouldn't do the work at home. But for me, it was great. It was like, okay, because that was half the problem. I was like at school and I'm like, freaking English class. It would be like days. It'd be weeks of doing nothing but work on your essay. And it'd just be like, why am I here?
I know. I finished my essay. What do I do?
I'd never finish my essay, but it'd be like, what are we doing? Like, there's no lesson plan. Why are we here? Yeah, I hated English class so much. I think it also was really hard for me because I find it really stressful to work on things with people around.
Yeah.
Like writing. I need to be far away. I found it very distracting and
I mean,
I felt judged.
You don't like it when I stand like too close behind you when you're working.
Yeah.
And I'm someone you like.
Yeah. I don't know. And I wouldn't do it at home either, so there you go. Yeah, like you get a work period and I wouldn't want to do anything. Oh. Who's beep boop beeping? Oh, someone followed me on Twitter.
What heck?
I want to get to like 2,000 on Twitter. That would make me happy.
Aw, that would be cool.
I gotta start promoting my Twitter. Oh, it's one of you fellas.
Aww.
Thank you.
Oh.
Speaking of phlegm, I wonder what my last name is. If you look at my Twitter, I'll follow you, Boom. Thank you. Gods, this reminds me of that I sent an LGBT picture for my class and the teacher didn't respond at all. I kind of want to go to... Oh, sorry.
Nope. Clonk.
I want to go to prom at least once this year. Just because my school's homecoming dance sucks. It's right after a football game. Oh, you know what's the best thing about, like, Canadian schools? No one cares about football.
No.
Like, there's football players, but, like, I didn't know who they were, and no one cared.
People only cared about the hockey players.
Yep.
Yeah. Very Canadian.
Even then, I didn't really know them.
That's true.
Like, they weren't, like, the big popular kids at school.
Yeah, true. It was the drama kids.
It was the drama kids. Bones, that's so sad. What did I say that's sad? What did I say that's sad?
I don't remember.
Oh, God. In my school, it's the band's great, the football team sucks. That's fun. My high school only cared about football, and I went to school in Ontario. Oh my god.
Huh.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I've never been in a school where they gave a shit about football, so maybe.
I mean, we were in the art school too. So.
That's true. We have such a skewed answer because our big thing was drama because we had like the best musicals at our
Yes.
school. Like they were like a community draw.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did a steampunk version of Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
That
right.
was so cool.
It was really cool.
It was really really cool. And one of the girls in it went on to be on like a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like our drama experience. Yeah. I remember the Steampunk Wizard of Oz. It looked so cool. Like
Super cool.
I saw some of the videos of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved the design they did for the Wicked Witch.
Oh, I didn't see the Wicked Witch.
Oh, okay. Also, the actress for the girl who played her was really good.
So what was the Wicked Witch like?
It was just very like it was like a tattered black like Victorian dress type thing
Oh, okay.
with like the stripy stockings.
Right.
It was cool.
Yeah. It was really, yeah, like everything I saw of it was really cool. I didn't actually fully see it because I didn't go to gala.
Oh, all right.
Because I wasn't an art kid technically. I was like a technical arts kid.
Alright.
I thought I wasn't fulfilling my program requirements, but apparently I was. I was like a graphic design major basically.
Mm-hmm.
Was what I learned through doing the program. I just didn't finish it. I was one course away from finishing it, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like it matters.
Remember puppet class?
Oh my god, puppet class. My puppet was so good.
Your puppet was the best one.
Thank you.
I was like,
My team sucked.
hmm.
One of our team members just quit school.
Oh, jeez.
They just dropped out and don't tell us.
Oh.
And they were supposed to be superheroes, but I just made a Muppet basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They asked me to do the sewing. I was not good at the sewing.
My puppet was so lovely, and like when they had the industry puppeteer come in, they took my puppet to
Yeah.
do the stuff
Hell yeah.
because she was such a good, cute puppet.
So it's such a cute puppet.
Oh, I remember doing the performance for the summative for that,
Mm-hmm.
and my lips were so chapped.
Oh
Oh, like they were like bleeding.
no. Oh.
And then my mom got the maddest she ever got at me was I didn't hand in my final like summative assignment, and I hid in the bathroom and locked the door. He was so mad at me because I was gonna like fail if I didn't do it.
Oh no.
Listen, high school was good except for my grades. Like I just sucked.
Fair. I wish I'd cared less about my grades because I never went to college. It didn't matter. And I stressed myself out so much trying to be like a really good student.
Yeah, same. I wish my family hadn't cared so much about my grades, but I understand why they did.
Oh yeah.
Like I understand it, but I'm just like I think part of me was just frustrated where it's like I am obviously struggling on like some level, and like I know they understood that like I was depressed, but like they sent me to counseling and things, but I feel like I probably just had like ADHD or something. Like I really think that I have ADHD, and like I probably needed meds. I definitely needed to transition.
Oh yeah.
And like that didn't happen, which sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And like made me just feel like what's the purpose in being alive?
What?
Yeah. I don't know. It was just like hard to explain to my family. It's like I would be like, "You know what? Who cares about a 50% when I would literally rather not exist right now?" Like I like be proud of me for that. And
Right.
like that's it.
Oh yeah.
That's all you can expect from me. And the thing was, like, anytime I failed a grade and I had to do summer school, I succeeded so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember being, like, so upset about going to summer school, but I loved summer school because it was it worked a lot. It works a lot better with, like, my hyper focus, where it's, like, one project I have to do, like, it was just one thing. It was just, like, really easy. I found balancing and switching task to task, which was like too hard.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
I just get overwhelmed. 9 Point is on Etsy. Yes, it is.
Someone asked if we have our comics out free online. We have The Magpie and Pretty Mouth and Sovereign you can find.
On Tapas and Webtoons. You can find them on our website, but like Tapas and Webtoons, guys.
Yeah.
Our websites suck.
Need to work on those.
You need to hire someone to work on those.
Oh, for real.
Web design just hurts my brain.
For real. I need to learn. Like, I know the basics of like web stuff like CSS and HTML. I just don't know how to connect like a website to make it work. Like, I don't understand all that.
Yeah. I also, one thing in high school that really ended up helping me was like my family really didn't want me to do this, but like I just started taking 3 courses. Like I stopped taking 4 and like I immediately was doing a lot better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like 4 was just too many for me.
Oh yeah.
It was just too much work. Like even nowadays, like I struggle to keep up with a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I've decided I'm more like a healer rather than like a fighter. I think Ursula's a fighter, where she's just like she does all the like the heavy lifting and stuff, and I'm a support role. Because Ursula can't like do it all without me.
Yeah.
Like I keep her like emotionally stable.
Yes.
Yes.
For real.
That's my role in this relationship. Whereas like I can't really do endurance big work. Like I like not gonna lie, like having a day job like just sucked the life out of me. Like like
You're so depressed.
it just makes me so depressed. Whereas like I just like to do what I can and then take breaks, have a flex schedule, and I'm so privileged that I have a lovely wife who allows me to be her trophy.
Ooh, put him on
I
display.
am a trophy.
He's precious to me. I like that analogy, like the healer and the fighter. It's like I'm out front doing all the fights, and you're like at the back throwing your spells.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cute.
We didn't have that option, Bones. Yeah, that sucks. Like, I was allowed to, like, just drop. Yeah. Like, it meant I had to, it kind of sucked because I didn't graduate with the rest of my schoolmates. And that made me sad because I was half a year behind. But, oh, God, mental health was so much better.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I have a feeling that I have ADHD, but I'm not diagnosed and don't want to self-diagnose, but also really want to talk about it with my psychologist. Yeah. I really just I need to talk, like, I need to get a diagnosis for it so that I can get, like, treatment, because my doctor is the same as my brother's, who ended up, like, treating him, and all she needed was, like, proof from him, like, talking to a psychologist about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he has it really makes it very likely that I have it too, because there's, like, a genetic component to it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I have all the symptoms. Could be you're just ADD. ADD is not a diagnosis anymore. There's, like, ADHD, like, 1, 2, and complex. ADD's outdated.
Why won't my doctor give me meds for my anxiety?
I don't know.
Why? Doctor.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
Grades
know.
mean nothing, even if you do work and cry and get really great grades and pass everything. They suddenly give you a trophy, lying to everyone. What? I'm not mad about it at all. Very many of us probably had mental stuff going on. One girl for sure had a breakdown. Yeah, well, all the art students had a breakdown because, like, they gave you guys way too much work.
I had a breakdown. I got taken to
Well,
like...
that's why I said every single art student had a breakdown.
Yeah. Like, I remember I started crying in... What was it? It was like... It wasn't the law class. It was something similar, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was run by the law teacher. And, like, I just sat... I, like, started crying in it. And part of it was because of the, like, the drama going on with our friends and stuff. And I was just, like, falling behind in my art class because we had, like, 7 projects at once. And I just burst into tears in the class. And then she was like, what's going on after class? And I was like, I can't keep up with art and stuff. And she walked me up to the art room and put me in front of the art teacher. And I'm like sobbing and terrified because like she was a bit of a scary lady. And she was like, she sat me down. She was like, don't worry. We don't want you guys to stress about this. And I was like, I'm dying. Like, I just nodded along because I just wanted to leave, but I was so angry because she was like, you guys shouldn't have to stress about this stuff, like, it's just school, and I was just like, you gave us so many freaking projects, and you're on us every day about how, like, if you don't do all of these projects, and they're all not 90s, like, we're gonna fail and not get this credit, like, screw off.
Yeah. I'm literally dying.
Like, I was having a panic attack on the floor.
I remember crying in graphic design class because you broke up with me at lunch, and the teacher took me to the guidance counselor and gave me a hug.
See, wouldn't that have been nice if I'd been brought into the guidance counselor and not the teacher who terrified me?
Yeah. In your teacher's defense, she was going through a divorce.
True. She was in a bad place.
Remember when she blamed you guys for her divorce?
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for teachers because they are overworked and underpaid.
No. But
she was like, because basically, the class before ours, in my art class, the class before ours was like, they were like superstars. They were like holding galleries outside of school. Like they did like extra bonus work. They're all really great artists. And like then they got to our class and we were all just like little shits who didn't do our work and would just spend the whole time goofing off. And so like she had you could come after class, like after school ended, and work on your art projects. It was like studio time, which she probably wasn't being paid for.
Oh yeah.
Which is really wonderful of her to like facilitate that for all of us. But like a lot of people were using it to just continue to hang out, and a lot of people weren't handing in stuff. And she eventually like had a breakdown in class and yelled at us and said that like, I'm spending all my time here with you guys and I'm having marriage troubles because of it. We were like, whoa. Hold on.
What's worse is like the next year her son came to the school too. I'm like, oh no,
Oh, no.
I can't imagine being that kid.
I know. He seemed pretty
Yeah.
popular, but
Yeah. That's so weird. Well, it's because everyone loved the art teachers.
Oh,
even
yeah.
though, like, I didn't really get the one.
I know. The one
Like, I love mine.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm, like, friends with her on Facebook still.
Yeah.
And, like, she's just, like, posts, like, anarchy stuff. She's all, like, BLM. She's an art teacher, you know?
She's so cool. I love she did
the whole, like, graffiti course.
Totally. She was really cool. I love that teacher.
Yeah. She was a little punk.
The other one was like hit or miss.
Yeah. Little punk at heart.
Yes.
Graphic design teacher.
Oh my god, I loved when she showed us her own high school art and it was all so thirsty. She was like, look at this. Look at
God.
my hormones on this page.
Oh yeah, because she was talking to us about like grade 9s and how they come in and all of your art is so sexual, and we're like,
Right.
what? And she's like, it's just tunnels and tunnels, guys. And we're like, no. Little punk. Oh my god, she is like
She
she's like
is.
all protests and stuff. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
obviously because all teachers are protesting across Ontario right now.
Oh yeah.
But she's definitely like got big protester anarchy energy.
Hell yeah.
Tunnels, yeah. I do remember at one critique group, it was for we were making posters for the Wizard of Oz steampunk, and there was like gears and stuff, and there was one person who had like their gears set up. You had to do typography amongst the gears, and kind of have a Wizard of Oz quote, and like dynamic stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the silhouette of this one girl's was just a penis, and like they got to me and they're like, "Oh, what are your opinions?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry, but that's just a penis." And they were like, "Oh no!" And the teacher gave her like a little hug. It's like, "It's okay, we all do it." But yeah, then it couldn't be unseen.
No.
But I didn't want to be like when you're just like, okay, this is going up, and it's like, that's a penis. Like, that is 100% what that is. And they moved it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do I save them from their own?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Savage. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Do I save you from yourself? Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was the same class where we had to do controversial artwork, and my whole goal was to make the most controversial piece I could possibly make. Like, I wanted to make it so controversial it got taken down, and it did.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it because it was really controversial. It was about asexuality, though.
Yeah. For context.
For context. Yeah. And, yeah. Yes, boom. Penis is everywhere in art.
I remember.
DM what it was, Bones. It was gross. Because it was, okay, I can kind of talk about, like, what the concept of it was. Okay, because you had to write your artist statement with it.
Yeah.
And it was about the idea that, like, when you're, like asexual, people, like, when you're any queer identity, people are like, well, do you really know? Like, have you tried it? Like, like that kind of language. And then there's like these certain types of guys, which, okay, at first I thought it was being a little over the top, but then this literally happened to Ursula years later, where it's like, well, why don't I have sex with you to prove whether or not you're asexual? And it's like, thanks, dude. That totally, I would love for you to just sleep with me. Like,
that's a whole other story.
That is a whole other story that we need to, like, convince Ursula to tell. Not on stream, because just to parse the details.
Yeah, but that's definitely a story I should tell, because it's like a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fight them. Totally. If someone ever does that to you, just punch them right in their penis.
Yeah, those fighting words. But I framed it very controversially. It was basically a poster of, like, with, like, asexual colors and, like, ace stuff, and the quote was basically like, please have non-consensual sex with me. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
And it got taken down.
And it got taken down.
The thing is, like,
they were also hidden, right? Like you would see the statements, and then you would interact with it and lift it up to, like, actually see it, right?
Yes.
Like, it wasn't just, like, on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. And the teachers were cool about it. They weren't like, how could you do this? Because you wrote your artist statement and they understood, like,
well, it was
what
the cool punk teacher who, like, totally understood, like, my intention with it.
Yeah,
and
totally.
She was like, it's fine. I totally understand the intent. It's just, like, not something we can have up on the thing. Like, someone was upset by it. I'm like, fine, it's cool.
Yeah, you're like, yes, I did it.
I was like, haha.
I am true artist.
I'm a true artist because I was a shitter.
See, my favorite art piece that ever went up. So at Gala, they'd always do like an art gallery of students, and you submitted. It was like a juried show. You submitted it. A bunch of people would, like, I think they had professional artists come in and, like, jury things, and the art teachers would look at it too, and then you'd get selected if your art was in it for the Gala.
Oh my god, the crumpled paper.
That's the one. I love that one. It was just like, it was a crumpled piece of paper that had then been, like, smoothed out and framed, and everyone hated it, and they were like, that's not art. And the argument is like, well, if we're discussing it so much, then, like, it must be art.
To this day, we were discussing the crumpled up piece of paper that got into Gala.
It was so good.
Reminds me of a conversation I had with my mom, and I hate it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
totally agree with the sentiment of it now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, being an ace person is constantly... Like, being, like, any sort of, like, queer woman, I think, is definitely the subsection of it. Where it's, like, there's just creepy guys that want to, like, prove to you that, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They want to prove your sexuality wrong to you.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's messed up. Yeah.
This is why we gotta delete men. It comes around.
My teacher from college stole one of my submissions for my SLME exhibit and didn't even tell me. How dare.
Ugh.
Creepy guys just need to be thrown in a blender. Fair.
Fair. Valid.
Except I love my blender and I would never sully it with a creepy boy.
That's true. We do have a lovely blender. It makes
Exactly.
delicious smoothies.
I don't want to put shit in my blender. You'll find someone someday.
Ugh, yeah.
I thought the same, and then I had 2 kids.
Mom, stop. Mom.
But then you'd have creepy goo. That's worse. I don't know. At least creepy goo doesn't talk.
Doesn't hit on me.
69 watchers. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Delete men.
We're 1 away from 69 likes.
Okay, because someone actually was concerned. Okay, like
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we should like actually like assault men.
No.
ways.
Men are lovely.
Men can be lovely.
Yes.
There's just just look at me too, and you'll understand what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like more deleting like the concepts around being a man that are super toxic.
Yeah.
I would say toxic masculinity, but some people are triggered by that. Like me in the past. What are you calling all men toxic? No.
No.
It's just the masculinity that you hate. Even guys hate this.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you talk to like a lot of guys, like they're like, yeah, I hate that part about being a man where I'm stupid if I cry.
Yeah.
Like
that part sucks for everyone.
Toxic masculinity hurts everyone. And I want to throw it into a blender and anyone who stands for it. Yeah. That's what I want to delete. Okay?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. For the person who is actually concerned. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they were actually concerned or not.
Yeah.
There's positive masculinity and then there's toxic masculinity. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I'm just tentative to that. Like, I agree that there's positive aspects of masculinity.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only tentative to it because it's sort of similar to when someone says toxic masculinity and someone's like, but what about toxic femininity? And it's just like changing the conversation to something that doesn't really matter. Like, we can all agree that there's like toxic aspects to femininity. There's like gender as a concept, like it's annoying. But usually when people say that kind of stuff, it's sort of like an all lives matter thing where it's just like, I don't want to actually talk about the actual problem. There's problems on both sides.
Yeah. And it just,
Whataboutism. Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just steals away the conversation to something
like
irrelevant.
Sex, get used to it. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I want more positive ways to be male and masculine. And masculine and females. Femoids.
Femoids. Stop. No.
Call me a tattoo on your forehead that says my pronouns are they and them. Heck you. I'm scared of tattoo.
Oh no.
Just wear a little they them pin.
Hell yeah.
Or better yet.
Yes.
If you want people to like ask your pronouns, okay, you gotta wear an NB pin. okay? Because the people who won't use your pronouns anyways will just make fun of you if you have like a pin. You gotta be careful, right?
Right.
I guess it depends on like situations that you're in. Like
Yeah.
if you're ever afraid of like homophobia and stuff, most people don't know what the NB flag is if they're homophobes.
True.
It's like little subtle chatting to each other.
It's like
The braver thing is if you're like a cis straight person is just to be like, I am an ally. Those pens, like because there's like the trans ones which are like so sweet. There was like the one where the dad stole his daughter's trans pin because it was like, I'll go to like a bathroom with trans people, kind of like an ally thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, if you're a trans woman and like you need to go to the bathroom, like I'm a cool woman who will punch anyone for you.
Mm-hmm.
And like because the dad had saw the pin, he was like, that's so cool, I want it.
Oh, Dad.
She was like, what is that? And it's like, yeah, I'll go, I totally go to the bathroom with the trans men.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's the dad we all deserve.
Exactly. Or a huge they them pin, but still got misgendered. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I need to wear more gay stuff.
The pin that just reads ally is kind of meh to me. Yeah, like, no, sorry, I meant by ally pins, I didn't mean just like a pin that says like ally. Though there was that whole safety pin thing, right? Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
fine. And like, okay, I also need to like defend it, okay? Let me defend allies, because like their life is so hard, okay? But like, there's like a certain class of ally where it's like, it's a type of person that you would never ever expect to be an ally. And if they are wearing a pin that says like, I am an ally to the queer community or whatever, like there's no CTA, no call to action, no like, I'll go to the bathroom with you or whatever. There is something really important about that. Okay. Like if you see like, because if you're walking down the street as a nervous little LGBT person and you see like a scary like burly cis dude, but he has like a little like a gay pride flag and it's like, I'm an ally, like it's a little like, whew, relax a little bit.
It immediately just like
I think
makes
it's
you feel safer.
And I think it's really important in places like doctors' offices. Like a lot of my doctor's offices have the rainbow flag, but I would really like them to have the trans flag because like as a trans person, a lot of times you see the rainbow flag and you're like, okay, they're okay with gays, but what about trans people? Like it's just a signifier of like safety. Like I remember like explaining this to my teacher and like when I was like an adult student and I was the trans and I had to explain trans things, and I was like, you should have everyone, because he did like this thing where it was like everyone talk to their partner and then learn one fact about them, their name, and then present that. And I'm like, all you got to do is say pronouns too. And he was like, well, like, I don't know. He was like, but like, wouldn't it be obvious? I'm like, no, it's not. Like, that's the point. And also you want to normalize asking everyone their pronouns because you don't want to just do it to the trans person.
Yeah.
Because he was like, someone can just come up to me and like tell me their pronouns. I'm like, no, like just put it on everyone.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. If you support LGBT people, you're an ally. Is it a label you give yourself though? Because it's like, I love allies, but it's not a label you give yourself. And yeah, those pens are still good. Allyship is an active behavior. A lot of queer phobes ID as allies. Like, I get what you're saying, Saul. Like, totally. Like, there is definitely something to be said about allies who co-opt kind of the queer identity. But I also give some allies a bit of leeway, especially like younger allies, where I think ally is like a good secret umbrella term for a lot of queer people who can't necessarily come out themselves, so they can't say questioning, but they can be like, I'm an ally. And I also think it's really important for just kind of normies who like aren't really invested into stuff. It's different when they're talking over you.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. And I don't think ally is an identity. Well, it is an identity. It's just not like an identity, like gender identity or a sexual identity. It's not part of the LGBTQ
The A
thing.
is for ally.
The A is for ally. Like, I make fun of that
Yeah.
stuff, but I think allies are important.
Oh, totally. Because
I'm
like,
not attacking people who call themselves allies, for the record. Just saying people should consider why you announce that you are one. I don't know. Like, I feel like for the most part, it's important to just say that you're an ally.
I think in some cases, like obviously, there's going to be people who are doing it for say like an attention-seeking reason.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, anyone who says like I'm an ally, they want to say like, "Hey, you're safe with me,"
Yeah.
which I think for me is really meaningful.
Yeah. Because there's ways of saying it, too. Like, people who are like I don't know, just signaling that you care about this is really important. Because I'm really sus on people who don't actively announce their allies. Because unless you do, I'm going to assume you're just a turf. Like,
Oh yeah.
like if you're too afraid to say something like just trans women or women, or put your pronouns in your bio as a cis person, like, I'm going to be sus on you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally like the putting your pronouns in your bio, even if you're not trans, where it's just like it's making making things safer for
I want
LGBT
gays
people.
to think I'm woke equals bad. I want people to say I'm safe with me equals good. But you can't tell people's intentions. It's kind of like the other things they do after that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't know. Like, I get annoyed with allies too.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't like to knock, because even if they're doing it performatively, it's still important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still helps normalize it to
Totally.
someone who might not do it.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
So what if they want to look woke, but they're... Yeah, so what if they want to look woke? They're still supporting. It's annoying, but they could be worse. That's why I'm not, like, saying you can't label yourself an ally. I'm definitely not assuming. It's always performative. It feels weird when people self-prescribe the word ally, especially if they have a superficial support of it. Yeah. I get all that you're saying, but I don't know. I don't know, fam. I don't know. The politics of allyship is an odd one. But I don't know. I swing back and forth on allies.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, where like someone could say that they're an ally, but it actually it ends up being really hollow.
Yeah, where it turns out like they support anti-LGBT stuff, or they're a TERF or something. It's like, oh, gross.
Yeah. All those things are valid, but we don't want to penalize people who are sincere. There's that. Like, you don't want to penalize someone who's sincere. And I also think, like, otherwise, I guess you could show your allyship in other ways rather than just saying, like, I am an ally to the gay community. I'm an ally to the trans community. I'm an NB ally. Like, I understand, like, it's more important to do allyship rather than just say allyship. But, like, in the end, I feel like just the signaling of allyship is kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I haven't drawn LGBT plus so far. So I don't want to create misconceptions, because I don't want to think I'm an ally material, because I don't know how it works. You're gonna be fine. This chat is very, very LGBT, but most of the world isn't. Who's gonna be consuming your work? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Too deep. We're in too deep now.
We're in the deep conversations. Yeah.
You know what I'm an ally of? Dogs. I'm an
such a
ally
dog
to
out.
dogs. If you're a dog in trouble, I'm there for you. I've got your back.
Christ. I really need to outwardly show my queerness more. And by that I mean like wear flags and gay stuff and supportive stuff. Like
Watched a good one with Black Booktube. She made a good point. She said something about not wanting an ally, but an associate. Makes more sense in the video. Yeah. Okay. I understand all the points about allyship. I think where my mind goes with allyship is less about people who are actually really woke. Like I feel like if you're in deep with this stuff, like talking about allyship is annoying, but I'm just talking about like your dad, right? The like philosophy tube type thing. Like I think it's good to have allies even though they don't necessarily know what's going on. It's like you want them to have the right mind spores. like if your grandma's an ally and she's like, I'm an ally to LGBT people, you're like, wow, that's great, grandma. Like you don't have really high expectations for that. I think when you want to take this step further with allyship and like actually start supporting, like then you can like talk about like being an associate, I guess, and all those other things. As a child, I ate rubber bands.
excuse me.
I'm sorry, what? I know this is off topic, but I got a rubber band on my the pants. What? I'm so confused. Allies. Ooh. But yeah, I just think it's cool if like I just think it's cool where like they don't necessarily know tons, but like they support the general concept of trans people and they're like, I'm an ally. I'm like, thanks, grandma.
Yeah.
But like if you're like in depth with it and like you're trying to score points or whatever, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they're making a costume. Right.
Okay.
It's a bit off topic, but have you any advice for writing trans characters? I went off like last week, so I don't know.
Yeah.
As an ace, it's really hard to find people that are actually supportive and understanding, so it's nice to find people that aren't like never say never. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of ace phobia. I'm so it's sad, but I'm so used to like never coming out of as ace to anyone but other ace people. Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Oh, it sucks. There's even ace phobia like in the LGBT community.
Oh yeah, I had a gay man tell me that like he doesn't trust ace people because there's something wrong with you if you don't want to have sex, and I was like, oh, thanks, bud.
Bless Boom. Cute. Oh wow, we ended up going way past the time.
Oh heck, gotcha time.
I have one person who blah, blah, blah. There's tons of trans people on the Discord, so go talk to them.
Yeah.
I've never met a trans person personally.
Stop.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for coming.
Goodbye.
Hanging out with us. Goodbye.
Fado, go back to sleep.
Fiddle.
We all got chatty. We did.
Bye.
Don't talk to